Welcome back. This video really can change your life. This is one of the best videos I've ever created, and the research behind this is from a lot of different sources, and it's something I've been chewing on. I've really been meditating, been practicing this out before I created a video on it, and I knew there was some gold to this, but I didn't know exactly what that gold was. So now I've dusted it off, and this is the first step in getting that gold out of your life and your relationships. So this is Communication Man here, and this video really can change your life and improve every relationship you will ever have and currently have. So pay attention, because this is a really important video, and I'm not saying this to puff it up. I'm saying it because this can radically improve every ounce of your relationships. So my question for you is, if you don't understand something, what should you do about it? Should you stay ignorant? Should you stay foolish? Or should you become educated and learn, right? So this video is going to help you. Virtually all relationships, that you will ever have will crash to the ground if you do not understand there is a hidden system behind what makes people connect. And this is a really interesting idea, and I know it works because I've been using it and I've tested it, and I've been talking about this publicly. I've did some public speaking on this, and now I'm ready to create a video, and I really want you to get this in your head. So I put a picture of a plane crash, and if you see the pictures, there's the front end of the plane where the nose is, and it's just completely detached from the plane, the actual plane itself. And I put a picture of a graveyard. So most relationships start off well, and then what happens is somewhere along the line they die. And the reason, I think, for at least from a communication perspective, there's other factors, yes, but I think one of the biggest communication reasons is because they do not understand there's a hidden system of how to connect with someone. And if you don't get this, if you don't know how to connect with someone, you are going to be extremely frustrated for the rest of your life. And you can use this with people who have views that are exactly like the exact opposite of yours. You can use this on people who maybe you feel like are not even a friend. Maybe they even feel hostile or an enemy. And you can use this and you will see something change. And this is based on a lot of research, FBI tactics, CIA, how they get information and extract it. And it's not a violent way. This is how you come across and do it in a way that's civil. And the best thing is, forget the FBI, forget all that, because those are usually things that we associate with a lot of harm. This is more about how do you really reach your hand into someone's soul and pull out the heart of whatever they're feeling, whatever they're addressing to you. And you connect with them and they go, oh man, like what? Who is that person? They get me. And I'm telling you, this works. So pay attention. This is going to be a really, really good, short, but really helpful video. So subscribe. I got a new video coming out every Wednesday, and I give you awesome life hacks and communication tips to help you improve your world so you can be more capable than you were yesterday. That's always the goal. Be more powerful. So the more powerful you are, the more you can do in this world. Question for you. How does confirmation lead to connection? I'm going to give you the answer, but I want you to think about that. What does confirmation mean? Confirmation means confirming something. If someone says 2 o'clock and you don't respond, you didn't confirm. It's annoying. It's an annoying feeling. What time's the show start? And you go, I think it's and they don't even finish the sentence. That's really frustrating to the other person. So we're going to see how that creates a disconnect, right? But also, how do you connect? Oh, tell them the answer, what they want. Show starts at 2 o'clock. What time do we need to leave to get there on time? I don't know. Disconnect. Let me think. 45 minutes. We got to leave in 45 minutes. We got to leave by 3:45 p.m. Now that confirmation just made the connection. Okay, we need to get our stuff ready. We got to do whatever we need to do. So, most details when you're in a conversation, they do not need confirmation, and they do not need to be verified. Okay, a lot of the facts, a lot of the interesting little details, they don't need verification, but there is something that does, and you have to do this. If you don't do this, it's going to F everything up. Okay, it's going to mess up whatever you're trying to do from a connection standpoint. Okay, emotions and feelings, they need to be verified. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that in 2 steps. So connecting with people, and this is the truth, to really connect with people. We hear all these, like, you hear articles and you see articles, I should say, and you hear about videos and they talk about connecting with people, and I've watched a lot of them. I've read a lot of the articles, even the books, and a lot of them are so generic. They're like a dull butter knife. They don't cut a steak. Okay, they're not really going to get you the connection you want. They're usually just cheesy tips on like business conferences and stuff. This actually works. Okay, I've tested it and it works. By the end of this video, you're going to know how to really connect with someone, and you can practice this as soon as you hang up the phone, kind of thing. You know, as soon as you finish watching the video, you can implement this and go, wow, this is like gold. This is like a secret power. You're going to feel like a wizard by the time you're done with this video. Trust me, try it and you'll see. So to connect with people, first you have to verify a specific emotion they are sharing with you. Remember, facts and details, not so important unless you're like in a mission setting, like a military or business or logistics. But I'm talking about, like, we're talking about connecting with people, not just like affirming something. But we're talking about emotions here. If you want to emotionally connect with someone, there's 2 things you have to do. The first thing is you have to verify a specific emotion they are sharing with you. And I'm going to give you an example after I explain this. Number 2, then you have to offer rationalization for that specific feeling. The feeling can be good or bad. That doesn't matter. They can be happy, upset, angry, and it doesn't matter. The views can be completely opposite of yours. You have to do these 2 things. This is how you connect with people, okay? So first, you have to verify a specific emotion. And what's the second one? You have to rationalize their feeling for feeling that way. So you have to justify it. All right, so I'm going to give you a quick example. So this is something I've seen before when people were talking, and this is just a quick example I created to help you out. Okay, so we're going to role play. So there's a girl talking to her friend, okay? Or let's say it's a girl talking to her husband or boyfriend, okay? So, you know, let me get the notes out. Okay, here we go. She comes home from work. She's really angry. Husband, boyfriend, whatever. Says, hey, you know, what's going on? And she's just like, every time they schedule a new shift, it feels like I get the worst shift every time. And he goes, well, you know, so now we got to verify the specific feeling, right? And he's like, well, you can get a few more details, you know, it'll help. But you can just say like, oh, that would drive me crazy. It's almost like they're playing favorites or something. How come you keep getting the worst shift? See, what did you just did? You verified a specific emotion. That specific emotion is she feels like nuts right now. She feels really upset. So that would drive me crazy. It's almost like they're playing favorites or something, right? So I think, and so she said, you know, let's say, go back to the girl. I think they are. You know, the manager has some crush on some of the girls there, and I think his vision is clouded. Oh, okay. So now you got to respond to that, right? So we're going to justify her rationalization. So that's not cool. That would be awkward to bring up, but something needs to happen, right? That's not cool. I agree with you. That's awkward too. It's not like a normal situation. You know, so this is the girl. Yes, I don't want to bring it up like that because I know he'll deny it. And then now it's you. Yeah, you know, working at a hospital is stressful. This just makes it harder, doesn't it? It does. I'll bring it up again and see what he says. Hopefully he understands that it's not fair and the rotation doesn't seem right. Hopefully, we'll see. So you can say, yeah, you know what, I think you're completely justified. You should be able to bring that up and see what's going on. It doesn't feel like your situation's fair. And what's going on in there, she didn't want an answer from you. She didn't want your opinion on how to approach the manager. What she really wanted is you to justify her feelings, that it's okay to be upset, you should feel upset, and that this doesn't seem right, doesn't seem fair. She knows what the solution is. She can figure it out herself. Okay, so it's really important. What you're doing is I just put up a picture of someone, and it looks like they're climbing a ladder and opening up someone's mind, and they're tinkering around inside. So when you when I say number one, you have to verify a specific emotion that they are sharing with you. It's like if you see the guy's hand, it's on this blue cog. It's like you're reaching your hand, and when you specifically state that emotion, you're verifying it. You're saying, is this the emotion you're talking about? Is this the feeling that's bothering you, or has you excited, or upset, or angry, or happy, whatever? And they can say, yeah, this is the feeling. This is the one. And so you grab it and you take it out. It's like you're pulling a light out. And then second, you're going to offer rationalization. So you're going to help them feel normal for feeling the way they feel. And you're going to say, wow, this thing is heavy. And they're going to go, yeah, isn't that heavy? And you're going to go, that's extremely heavy. I don't know how you're carrying it. And they're going to feel good. And there's a reason. I'm going to get to that. So people, they're going to disconnect from you. They're going to shun you. They're going to feel like garbage if they leave a conversation and they feel like you did not comprehend their feelings, okay? So when someone's opening up with you, someone's sharing something, it can be something small, okay? Customer could be really rude and belligerent, and they say, man, that guy really ticks me off. Well, you can say, man, I'd feel upset too. What happened? And they go, well, I was asking some information and they had a real bad attitude, and then I realized they didn't even have the right store, the right product, the right and you go, man, I'd feel frustrated if someone called and they didn't even have that, vital information. It's like they're wasting your time. They go, yeah, it's exactly what it feels like, right? So you're verifying that their anger or their frustration it's normal, it's okay. But when you don't when they don't feel like you specifically comprehend their feelings, they feel a disconnect from you. Okay, so when you hear a woman say, man, he's a horrible listener, what she's saying is he sucks at identifying and comprehending the feelings I'm feeling. Okay, and if a guy says, she doesn't really care about my needs or care about like what I care about when I start talking, she's just like, okay, she sucks at comprehending what I'm feeling. So she doesn't know how to identify it. Okay, so I created this cool rhyme because I think it's simple. It's easy to memorize things that are catchy than for me just to tell you that you have to verify a specific emotion and then rationalize it. So I created this short rhyme, and I want this to help you so you can remember how to apply it. Okay, so I verify to identify so you know that I am seeing what you are feeling. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that again. So step number one is I verify to identify so you know that I am seeing what you are feeling. Okay, I even had a different version which could be you know that I'm seeing the feeling of your being. Okay, but the idea is first verify, like that picture of the guy putting the hand in the mind. Is this the feeling? You got to verify it and then identify the feeling. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm really happy. Okay. Wow, so they say, say they come home and they go, man, something really cool happened. And you go, what's the something that happened? Tell me, something awesome happened? And they go, yeah. So they want to express joy. They want you to get on their level. So now you identified that something cool happened, okay? So you verified it, and they verified back. They go, yes. Then they tell you, okay, when I was coming home from work today, I found a $50 bill on the ground. I have no idea where it came from. There was no one in front of me. Just $50 lying there. Now, if you said, that's cool, and that was it, they are going to disconnect from you, and they're going to say, what an a-hole. They're going to hate you. They're going to be like, man, this person sucks. Because what just happened is you didn't rationalize their feeling. So what you have to do is, instead of saying, that's cool, rationalize, expressively support your emotions. So number two, I expressively support your emotions and defend your notions. So I expressively support means you verbally, body language, your tone of voice, it supports their feeling, their emotions, and defend why they feel that way. So in this example, they tell you, hey, I found a $50 bill. And you're going to say, out of nowhere? And they're going to say, yeah. So what are you doing? You're supporting their shock, right? Their emotion is like a little shock and a little happiness and surprise, right? I wouldn't believe it. That's amazing. Like that'd blow my mind. Just awesome. What the luck that you have. And they go, yeah, I'm so lucky. And then defend their emotions. I would be ecstatic. I'd be so happy. It's like easy $50. I'm just walking and here it is. It's like, thank you, universe, right? And they're gonna say, yeah, that's exactly what I was feeling. Like, this is awesome. Like, talk about a nice way to end my day. Cool. So you expressively supported their emotions. So I'm going to repeat that again. The two things you have to do to connect with people, and this will give you the connection that you're seeking for, as long as you do it, genuinely. But number one, I verify to identify, so you know that I am seeing what you are feeling. So what's number one? What do? We verify to identify, so they know we are seeing what they are feeling. Okay, so one more time. I verify to identify, so you know that I am seeing what you are feeling. And number two, what do? I expressively support your emotions and defend your notions. So I expressively support your emotions and defend your notions. So number one, if you bring up a specific feeling, I identify the feeling and confirm it. Oh, okay, so this is what you're feeling. Got it. Then I expressively support why you should feel that way. I agree with you. I'm going to defend your emotional reasoning, your logic, okay? So the reason I bring this up is when people are opening up to you, they almost always already know the solution to their own problem. And see, most people, we think we need to solve someone's problem. We think that's why they're coming to us. What really they're coming to is they want us to identify what they're feeling. They want us to know, they want to know that we see what they are feeling. And number two, they want us to support why they feel the way they do. Then that's how they feel connected. They feel listened to. They feel heard. So the reason they come to you, it's not because they need a solution most of the time. It's because they want, when someone confirms to us how we feel, what we already know we feel inside, it helps us feel safer inside our brain, our body, our soul. We're all stuck in our heads. Okay, so when someone does that, we feel like they're listening. We go, oh, it gives us a little more confidence to feel that we're not alone in this world of 8 billion people, this universe, with all these people who we feel like might hate us, might love us, might not care if we die tomorrow. But when someone resonates that, then we feel connected. Okay, so to summarize this, when you're helping people rationalize their feelings and you defend their thinking, you don't have to agree with it. You just defend that that's how they see things. That's how they feel about things. You are helping them feel safer, more comfortable, happy, and connected to someone on the outside world of their brain, their soul. So they feel like special, right? That's how we feel special feelings. So I think this is the reason we don't like, or we're fascinated by the zombie movies, or like Survivor, that show, or the movies where like someone's left on a stranded island all by themselves, is because we're scared, because we know, wow, we would be stuck in our brain for all that time and not have one person who can resonate with us and say, yeah, you should feel scared. That was a scary animal noise. You are cold. Yeah, it is cold out here. You should feel cold. You don't have any proper clothes to stay warm, or blankets, or any survival guide. Just having someone say that makes us feel better. We go, yeah, we're not crazy. And it sounds funny, but that's how humans are. It's how we work. We need that confirmation. So when you do that, you're helping basically they feel safe in their psyche, inside their head. So I think that the reason I talked about the zombie movies and Survivor is, if you were absolutely alone, you would feel terrified. I mean, really, like that would be such a horrible feeling. So feelings, if you think about it, they're the sum total energy of our thinking and whatever the situation is we are currently living in. Okay, so when someone helps us feel safer about our feelings, it doesn't change the problems. Okay, we can figure out the solution, but it just helps us feel better about solving the problems, like we're not completely alone or out of our mind. Okay, so this is the reason we like music. If someone tells you, oh, I love this band, they get me. This band gets me. What they're saying is they know how to identify my emotions, okay, and they can rationalize why you feel that way, all right? And they're saying they get the feeling that I'm feeling, okay? So to summarize, what are the two things you have to do to connect with people? First, you have to verify a specific emotion they're sharing with you. Number two, you must offer rationalization why it's okay for them to feel that way. Now, I was thinking about this. Ellen DeGeneres, she made a joke, like, why do people, when something smells really bad, they're like, oh, this is terrible, and they hand it to someone and go, smell this. And the person does. They smell it. And they go, oh, you're right, that's horrible. Why do we do stuff like that? It's not because we want someone else to experience the pain. It's because we want someone else to basically justify and explain that what we just felt was normal. What we just felt was real. If you see a tornado and you go, oh my goodness, that's terrifying, and someone goes, you get really angry. You want to throw a brick at them. No, it is terrifying. And they're like, yeah. Don't you hate it when people do that? It's so annoying. They're like, it's okay. They're disconnecting from that person. And that's how you see couples fail. That's how you see friendships fall apart. Because one person says, hey, this important thing is what I'm feeling. And the other person goes, I don't care. I don't see it. And then eventually they feel like no one sees me. That, at least not that person. And then they're going to say, well, they just don't love me anymore. They don't connect with me. And you can tell, like I remember when I was driving in the truck with my dad when I was younger, I would start opening up about something really important, some feeling. And I could tell he was tuned out. He was listening to his, talk radio or something. And I just closed off. I stopped sharing with him because he never responded to the feeling. And even when he did, it wasn't really the feeling. It was just giving me boring instruction that I didn't need. Like I already kind of knew the solution. It was just something, I think in high school or something, like, something you're worried about, some test or whatever. And well, you just got to study more. Yeah, I know I got to study more. Thanks, genius. I just felt like really uncomfortable. And if had he just said, hey, I hate tests. They feel really stressful and you feel scared that you're going to put the wrong answer and you get uptight and then your hands start getting sweaty. You're breathing really fast and, oh, that's just a terrible thing. And I'll go, yeah, it is. And he goes, well, you know what, man? I got your back. You should feel that way, but the more you study, hopefully that's gonna be a lot, less stressful. And go, yeah, you're right. You see, I just needed someone to identify the feeling. Now, I mean, my dad's great. He's done a lot of, quote unquote, confirmation of feelings, but most people just don't even realize this is a thing. They don't understand what's going on. And I've noticed this. You're going to start paying attention. Look around you. Now that I've told you what to do, how it works, see the disconnect. You'll see it. You'll see it when people are talking. You're going to see it now. And you're going to see someone say, honey, something's going on. I think there's a problem. And the guy's going, honey, what? Oh, don't worry. It's just a fire truck. They'll go away fast. Okay, well, that's not that exciting, right? But what if she doesn't feel like it's just a fire truck? No, I think there's something else going on. No, honey, it's just your imagination. Okay, there's a disconnect there. He should say, yeah, you know what? There could be something. What do you think's going on? She's like, well, I saw down the street there was two kids, and I'm really worried they got hit, or maybe they crossed the bikes too fast. They weren't paying attention. And he goes, oh, so you're worried the kids might be hurt? And you go, yeah. Honey, is it really important to you? You want to turn around just out of curiosity, morbid curiosity, just for your peace of mind? Well, we don't have to do that, but I hope they're okay. Honey, let's just turn around. No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm sure they're fine. Okay, but he just needed to identify whatever she was feeling. He didn't identify, but when he did, okay, verified it, then what he could do a step further goes, you know what? I would be worried too if I saw those kids. I know you have a good heart, and no one wants to see any kids get hurt. And she goes, yeah, I don't. And they didn't have helmets, and it just felt like they weren't really paying attention. They were having fun, and I was just worried because what if that was our kids? Oh, see, now you're seeing there's something else going on here. It's not just a fire truck. Oh, honey, are you worried about our kids? Well, sometimes, John doesn't really follow instructions well, and I'm just worried, maybe one day he'll get hurt. Honey, do you think he doesn't listen to us, or is it just in general it's hard for him to listen? Yeah, it's just I've seen in school, like his teachers are saying it's like hard for him to follow basic instructions, and he's not dumb, he's smart, but I don't know, he just gets overwhelmed sometimes. Maybe it's all the noise, the new classroom experience, and yeah, honey, I can see why you'd feel like that. You're worried maybe like all the sights and sounds, sometimes he doesn't know how to deal with them well. And go, yeah. Well, you know what, honey, let's I think you're normal and feeling that way, and we'll keep a close eye on him, and we'll pay attention, make sure to see how he's growing, see how he's progressing. Hopefully he's okay. She goes, yeah, thanks, honey. I'm happy you understand. You see, something just happened there. Her feelings were identified. He connected with her. He found out there was way more going on than just a fire truck or an ambulance driving by. There was some fear that she had, and she didn't know how to address it. She needed to feel some connection with someone else. And also, if that's their child, obviously, then it's good for them both to be on the same page, so he understands kind of where she's coming from, and they both feel connected, and you can feel the connection coming, okay? So this stuff works. Try it out. Remember, I got an easy rhyme. I verify to identify, so you know that I am seeing what you are feeling. I verify to identify, so you know that I am seeing what you are feeling. That's step 1. And step 2, I expressively support your emotions, and I defend your notions. Okay? I expressively support your emotions and defend your notions. All right, so what's step 1? I verify to identify, so you know that I am seeing what you are feeling. And step 2, I expressively support your emotions and defend your notions. Try this out. It works like magic. Takes a little practice, but it works instantly. Practice it. You're going to love it. This will change your life. Conversation starter questions. So for those of you who watch my channel, you're gonna see that I leave every video with a conversation starter. Why? Because cooler questions lead to improved, better conversations. Okay, if you ask people the same boring questions, you're gonna get the same boring answer. Hey, what's going on, man? What's new? What's going on? Nothing. Boring. So question for you, and then you can use this question and ask your friend, your spouse, someone. This is a really interesting question because whatever the response they give to you, if it's a genuine, deep response, you're going to learn how they like to be connected, how they like their feelings interpreted and justified. So my question for you is, have you ever felt deeply understood by someone? Who? Teacher, friend, spouse, who? And if so, did you feel better after that conversation? Did you feel better afterwards? Does something feel special inside you? They didn't try to give you advice. You felt understood by them. Okay, so I can tell you, there's one person in particular that I remember. I don't even remember their name, but it was when I was working at T-Mobile a long time ago in Illinois, and there was this really nice couple that would come by, and this one guy in particular, he would just ask me some questions. I'd see him every now and then. And he would ask something, and I would tell him what I was feeling or going through or whatever. And I remember it was really cool. He was doing this without the video. He knew intuitively how to do this. And if I said, I'm worried about a relationship I'm in, he'd say, oh, so you're anxious about this. It's bothering you. And I'd say, yeah. And then, the logical question is, well, how come? Like, why? And I say, well, I saw the writing on the wall. I saw blank blank. This thing was happening, and this guy was in the picture, and the work trip, and so you're worried she's cheating on you. Yeah, of course I'm worried she's cheating on me. He's like, I would be worried too if you saw that text, and eventually you started putting two and two together. Things don't make sense. I mean, things, start adding up, and you go, yeah, exactly. And he goes, so what do you feel? And I tell him, I feel like probably is, and I probably should exit this relationship. And he goes, yeah, you're probably right. So he justified what I was feeling, and eventually that relationship didn't work out. But I learned, just from that little small interaction, that it feels good just to be understood. I didn't really need a solution. It's just nice to know I'm not crazy. I'm not alone. Someone connected with me on the outside of me. I'm in my head by myself, trying to process all this information, and that's what we want. We just want someone to help us feel safer. Okay, so my question for you is, have you ever felt deeply understood? Answer in the comments. I'd like to know. And if so, did you feel better? And who was it? What was the situation? If you want to share, put it in the comments. It'd be really fascinating to learn who was special for you. And now that you think about that, you can be that person for someone else. All right, so subscribe. I have a new video every Wednesday, and I love you. I hope this helps you, and I know this will help you. Use this. Trust me, use this. This is a really helpful tool, and this not only will it change your life, but it will make your life awesome. This works.